I thought we were able to clean some stuff up that we needed to from earlier in the week. I think the players are genuinely excited to get back to playing football again at High Point Solution Stadiums, and I think we all are. Questions?
In general terms, did the bye week give you the opportunity to get as healthy as you'd like coming into this game?
I'd like to have them all, if you could. So from that respect, but it gave us a chance to get healthier, and probably more importantly, it gave us a chance to get some of those younger players on defense more acclimated to what we're going to do. Without a bye week, it's tougher to move a guy like DeLon Stevenson and get him ready to play corner for you. Gives a guy like Reef Glashen coming back a little more time to get ready to come back. I think so. That was probably the biggest benefit. Although we certainly will be healthier than we were when we started it.
How have those young cornerbacks come along?
I think they look good. I saw them make some plays today on the ball, which is exciting because that means that not only are they where they're supposed to be, but they're in good position because it's tough to make a play on the ball if your body's not in good position. So I think I've seen some improvement. But like anything else now, you have to look for all those things in games. Everything happens in stages. First it's individual work, then it's the group work, then the team work, and then ultimately in the competitive environment of a game.
Are there different schematic challenges or points of emphasis stopping the run out of the spread than against the more traditional offense?
I think that, the challenges are definitely different. These guys, although it doesn't look like it, they have elements of option in their run game. Now, some of those options come in the form of quick screens and bubbles and things like that, but nonetheless, it's still option football, and you have to be on your assignments all the time.
Besides maybe the mic, is corner the toughest position on defense for a true freshman to play, to start out maybe and play, make an impact at?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I think the responsibilities of middle linebacker certainly make it unique. I think I could probably go through all three levels and tell you what I think the toughest part is. As a defensive lineman, it's tough because everything happens so fast, and your reaction time is limited. So until you get used to the speed of college, that becomes a challenge. That's why I remember a guy like Peter Tverdov playing as a freshman, a guy like Alex Silvestro playing as a freshman, and Darius obviously playing as a freshman. So there's not a lot of them, but there are some that's unique. I think corner is the challenges of playing there early are that it's you can get isolated. It could be just you and the receiver. I mean, we certainly play zone coverage and we play safeties over the top and things like that, but you can't do that the whole game either. At some point, you have to win the one-on-ones, and there's a lot of space out there to deal with.
What are you seeing from the defensive line the last couple of weeks with Maluski getting more comfortable inside, Max coming back, Quanzel playing more? What are you seeing from them as a group?
The defensive line for us, we knew would be a strength, and they've been a strength. We needed them to be a strength, and they have been. And to get David back, we didn't know what he was going to be. He hadn't played football in so long. We were excited to have him healthy again, but we didn't know what he would be as a player. And he just continues to get better and better. And his ability to play anywhere on that defensive line, from the defensive end positions to the three technique to the nose guard, it just makes him so valuable and allows us to continue to rotate guys in. We've had a couple go down, but we're still able to play 7-8 defensive linemen in the game, and I think that helps us.
Brandon Coleman keeps saying he's not hurt, that there are no lingering effects, yet he hasn't had a touchdown catch since the opener. Is that because of attention? Do you have a theory as to why
I don't
they're
think
able to find him in the end zone
Sure.
5 games?
I don't think there's any doubt that attention is part of it. Okay. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Now, he had one, I think, where he got tackled inside the 5-yard line, so it was close. But no, I think when you have on your resume what Brandon does, it draws a lot of attention. And the good thing about that is it's good for the other receivers. And Brandon's an unselfish player, and that allows him not to be concerned with himself with statistics, but doing what he can to help us win. And sometimes for him, because they move the coverage to him, what he does to help us win is run his route full speed, even if he knows he may not be getting it, and that draws the people it needs to draw and should uncover some other guys.
Now, I know he leads the team in receptions still, but for a guy who's almost on the verge of being the career leader in touchdown catches, you wouldn't classify this as a slump then?
No,
catches.
I don't think so. Just because it's not, there's no guaranteed at bats. It's not like baseball. You go in a slump, you're going to be up 3 or 4 times a day. At receiver, if the coverage dictates it, the ball may not come your way, and it may come your way on 1st and 2nd down. It may not come your way on 3rd down. It may come your way in the field of play. It may not come your way in the red zone. Depending on what the defense is trying to take away from us. And we just got to be disciplined at the quarterback position to go through our reads and make sure that. Again, I think that number will take care of itself in time, but that's not our concern. Our concern is just trying to be won over as Houston.
You guys have faced a lot of pretty good receivers so far. What is their guy, Greenway, I think his name is? What impresses you about him on film?
He's a playmaker. He attacks the ball, but I think the more impressive thing is as a group what they've been able to do and the amount of players that they play. And I know they got one young man that I think is questionable for the game because he's got a concussion. But they've got some other younger guys now that they're starting to move into the field of play, just like we are, and I think they've recruited well. Their greatest strength as a program is that Tony knows exactly what they want to be. And if you know who you are, then you can do a better job of making sure you get the right recruits to fit your system.
Got time for
You
two
have
more.
obviously a lot of faith in your kickoff, their special teams. How will you go strength against strength with their kickoff guy? Since he's averaging close to 30, has a 95, right? Are you expecting Nick to kick it out of the end zone, everything? What's your approach if you can tip your hand a little bit?
We'll have all the kicks that we use in the game plan, and I think a little bit it'll be dictated by wind. I think there's certain, being out there today, it was a little bit windy, so, if the wind was at our back, I think Nick can get it out of the end zone, and we'll give him a chance to do that. And then if it's in your face, then you got to decide what it is, which one you're going to use, whether you're going to kick it off or try to put it in a particular part of the field. And we've done all those things in the past. I don't think there's any secrets about that. It's just a matter of what we think we'll use.
You looked at Pooch, I don't know if you saw the pro game, when he did a little Pooch kick on the kickoff. Defensive lineman wound up getting it, took it 2 yards, fumbled.
Well, we've had people do it to
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
try to keep the ball away from Janarian
Right.
and Jeremy and Karan, and I think what you'll see is that the more people utilize that, the more you'll see the adjustments. If it's a one-time-a-game thing, generally I think you can make it work. But we've been able to get some pretty good field position, and hopefully as we get better at doing it, we can get more returns as well.
Kyle, you said,
Next question.
sure, earlier this week you said some of your true freshmen aren't really true freshmen anymore. With Houston having a true freshman quarterback and the other freshmen you've seen thrown in here at quarterback, at what point of the maturity process do true freshman quarterbacks not really seem like true freshman quarterbacks anymore?
You know what, I think he probably took a lot of steps in that direction last week in putting up the offensive numbers that they did against a really fine BYU defense. And I think this week, my hope is certainly we're going to present them some challenges with our defense and the way we play, but I think also the environment will hopefully present some challenges. I've seen over the years what our home environment can do to quarterbacks. I remember a couple of years, it might have been 2008, Jay, when South Florida came in, and they were pretty potent offense, and I thought our crowd had an effect on the game that night, and I think you saw in the Arkansas game late in that game the effect the crowd can have. And for any young player, the first time you go into those environments, it can be unraveling,
Thanks.
unnerving.
Thanks, Matt.
We'll get it right.